So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can quickly and easily transfer your workflows from one n8n instance to another. This is in case you're moving from cloud hosting through n8n into a self-hosted instance or the other way around. So right now I'm moving from the n8n cloud subscription into a self-hosted instance inside Hostinger. So I thought I'd make this quick video in order to show you guys how it's done. It's very simple, so let's get straight into it. So first things first, if you don't know yet, whenever you're looking up the nodes that are available inside n8n, you can go ahead and search n8n itself, and you're going to see that there's different actions that we can use in order to manipulate our different workflows. The two that we're going to be using today are called create a workflow, and we're going to be creating the workflow in the instance that we're transferring to, and get many workflows. This is going to be the one we're going to be using in order to get all the workflows in our current instance. So the first thing I want to do is I want to grab in the get many workflows node. I'm going to connect it to the manual trigger, and then I'm going to look up the create workflows node. So create a workflow, there we go. And as you see, these two are asking us for a credential. So I'm actually going to delete this one to show you guys how you can create your credential. So we're going to need two credentials here. The first credential we're going to need is the one from the current instance that we're transferring from in order to get all the workflows. And the second credential we're going to need is going to be the one from our self-hosted instance. In my case, you can also do it the other way around, which is going to be used in order to create the workflow. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to save this first, and I want to come over here into my profile, settings. And so once I'm in my settings, I'm going to see that on the side, there's going to be an API. We're going to go ahead and create an API key. So I'm going to give this a name. For my reference, I'm going to name it cloud. Hit save, and that's going to give us our key. So we're going to click to copy, and now we're going to head back into our workflow, hit in the get many workflows, and create the credential. So you're going to paste your API key in there, and then we need a base URL. And basically this is just going to be the URL that you see up here, up to where it says cloud slash. We want to copy that. And if you notice, it says /API/v1. So we need to add that to our credential. So API v1 cloud save. You see, it was created successfully. So now if I go ahead and test this, it looks like I have 83 workflows in total. Here's every single one of them in JSON. So this would be the same JSON files that you would be downloading if you were doing it manually, which you can also do it, but it will take more time because you would have to individually download every single workflow and then import them one by one into the next instance. Then we're going to do the same thing for our other credentials. So we're not going to be using cloud. We're going to be adding our credential for the destination instance. In my case, it's going to be a self-hosted one. So I'm going to go into my settings for that one. Same thing, API, create the API key. I'm going to name this self-hosted. Copy that, self-hosted, paste it, and then same thing. We're going to be grabbing the base URL from that one. Paste it in there, API v1, save. And now we can create a workflow inside our other instance. The only thing we're going to need to change here is going to be the workflow object and what we want to send. So I'm going to paste in here what the payload is going to look like. So this is what the payload should look like, and I'm quickly going to explain it. So we're going to be transferring the name. All I did here was grab the name from the left panel here. So if I search for name, we can see that we have the name of the workflow. I just moved it there. Then we have the nodes. And all I did was I grabbed this whole array and I put it in here. I did set it as a JSON.stringify, and what this is doing is it's putting everything into a valid JSON so that we don't get an error. Then I did the same thing for connections. So I search up connections, and then I search up the settings. And now we're able to create all of our workflows into our other instance. So if I were to hit run right now, all these 83 workflows will be created in my other instance. And so back in my other instance, if I go into my personal workflows, we'll see that I have two folders in here. It's very important to note that all these workflows are going to just get pushed right into the instance. They're not going to be organized in a specific folder, which is kind of the disadvantage of doing it this way. But at the end of the day, if you're doing it manually, you would have to do the same thing. So what I would recommend you do is transfer all of the workflows. They're all going to appear here in no order at all. And then what you want to do is you want to have two different screens. And in one screen, you're going to be looking at the new instance with no organization. And then you're going to be looking at your old instance, everything organized. And just create the folders and move every single workflow. Depending on how many workflows you have, this might take a while, but definitely less time than if you were downloading and importing manually. And so before I go ahead and run this, one thing I forgot to mention is I should probably add a loop to add one by one into the instance, because I don't want it to crash halfway through. Otherwise, I would have to redo the whole thing. So this is just so that we don't overwhelm the system by sending all the workflows at once. I hit save, I'm going to execute it. And now the workflows are going to start copying themselves into my instance. So if I go back here and I give it a reload, you can see right away a lot of them have already imported. So we're just going to let it run, and then all my 83 workflows should be in here. So there we go, 83 executions. Let me go back here, reload this. We're going to have a massive list. There we go. This is everything I had in my other instance. Now it's time to split screen my monitor and reorganize everything. This is going to be fun. It's probably my favorite part. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm going to be putting this workflow into my Gumroad link, so you'll find that in the description if you just want to import it and use it for yourself and quickly import everything into your other instance. So I hope I made this really simple for you guys and that you find it helpful. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. I'm going to be dropping more videos soon, and I'll see you guys on the next one.